This real estate research funnel will help you make important decisions on your next housing market move. Hey there, Christian Walsh, real estate agent with Wire Associates. We've been helping buyers and sellers and tenants and landlords make important real estate decisions in this crazy market. And we're here with a big update on real estate market research. Being a buyer or seller in the real estate market has changed. And here we are in the old days. You can tell by the black and white in the old font I used, and it was a much simpler time. Buyers and sellers were more simple folk, and they only had three questions. How's the market? What's my home worth? And what's for sale? But that doesn't cut it anymore. We can use these three categories, which oversimplify the questions, to help us better figure out today's real estate market. Take a look at the real estate market research funnel. Now stick with me. I know some of you see this and you say, I'm out, but please stick through this. We'll run through this quickly, and I think it'll be helpful for you to better understand how to research the market and understand what market research you're looking at when you see it. Right down the middle, right down the dead center, we have the geographic spectrum. So obviously the biggest thing would be the world, and then we filter down to the United States, regions and states, areas, cities, down to neighborhoods. And of course we have neighborhood here. The biggest word is on the smallest triangle. We filter down geographically from the world all the way down to a property. That's how it works on the geographic spectrum. All right, so let's dive into our different categories. So how's the market? It's a very general question. It's always driven me crazy when people ask that. And you'll see that how's the market? There's a lot to what that means. Number one is the economy. So then in economy, we talk about inflation, stock market, job market. And again, what's important to understand is the geographic spectrum applies to all these things in how's the market. So what we want to do is look at the local job market. We may look in a county, we may look in a city, neighborhood, all the way down. Next is demographics. So that would be who's buying and who's selling, and household formation. Then legislation, and this is a key part of the real estate market. Legislation covers landlord-tenant laws, property owners' rights. It covers tax law, including 1031 exchanges, maybe home buyer tax credits. And another important one when we get down into the county, city, neighborhood, and to the individual house is zoning. So zoning falls under legislation and is very important to understanding the real estate market. Next, we have taxes. Obviously, can't get away from taxes. We have income taxes at the federal level and the state level if you have a state income tax. Then we have property taxes, and that's usually a local, either city or state property tax, and it can go all the way down to neighborhoods. We see that in some places where there were bonds that were passed. So those are important and relevant as you move down the spectrum. And the other one not to forget is sales tax. You may find that sales tax varies as you get down into different cities or areas. So that's an important thing to research and understand. Next is supply and demand, and that's what the real estate market is all about. So supply of homes. So that would be the number of new listings coming for resale inventory, new homes, foreclosures, etc. So there's the supply there. And then demand from buyers as well. How many buyers are buying? And this is where I'm putting another important thing. And you may be wondering where interest rates fall in. Well, they fall in under supply and demand. And of course, those are affected by the economic factors, but really it's the supply of money and the demand of money. How many people are taking out loans to buy? And then of course, underneath all of this, the trends for these individual categories, where things are headed in any one of these given categories. Particularly economic would be an important one. Where are things headed economically? And again, we want to look at this. So you'll see a lot of YouTubers or news programs will talk about it at a higher level. United States, they're going to talk about economic factors. They're going to talk about demand. But also what matters is as you take these individual categories and you dive down geographically till you get to where it is that you're interested in buying or selling. Next, we'll move on to what's for sale. So this is actually, I think it would be better put is what's for sale or what has sold, because that's really what people are looking for. And this is easier data to find in many cases. Lots of websites will serve up houses for sale. And you can see this arrow I have, where at the top it says market trends. So as you look at the number of homes for sale or sold on a larger level, you're getting an idea of market trends at a national, regional, or smaller area. As you get down closer to the county, city, neighborhood, that's where you're looking, and you're looking for specifically homes to buy, so available inventory, and you're also looking for comparable sales. So you're looking for homes to help determine value. So you can see as you get down the geographic spectrum, it goes from just looking at trend data, which you can find. A lot of YouTubers will talk about big national trends, but what you need to do is you need to get down specific to the neighborhood. You need to know what's available, what's sold. Those will affect the value of what it is you're either buying or selling. And the last one is, what's my house worth? I think is better expressed as, what's my property worth, or what's a property worth? And the reason I went from home to property is, of course, we work with investors. A lot of folks are investors. It isn't just houses that are for sale. You want to do the research to figure out what a particular property is worth. And you say my property if you're the owner, if you're the seller. You say a property if you're the buyer. So I think splitting these questions up is important because those are different perspectives on the market. Of course, you don't need to know every single thing at every level in order to make a purchase or sale. That's not the point of this. I want you to understand the research you can do on any given property, and I want you to also be able to put into context and perspective. When you're watching a YouTube video about market updates, or you're reading articles, or any research you're doing, put it into context. We hear somebody saying, oh my gosh, prices have dropped in middle of nowhere USA, it's a market crash. Put it in perspective, put it in context. So I hope you're still there. I hope I haven't put you to sleep. Please let me know in the comments below what you think I missed, what pieces are missing in this puzzle. If you're interested in a copy of this real estate research funnel, all our email newsletter subscribers are going to get a copy. So make sure you subscribe in the link below, and we'll make sure you get one. Make sure you check out this next real estate video, and we'll also link it down in the description.